Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Constance.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your take on makeup? Do you love it, hate it? Do you leave it or need it?
Love it, need it, want it, have to have it, spend most of my money on it. Sometimes live inside a makeup store just so I can be close to things when they arrive.
Welcome to Talk 50 to Me.
Talk 50 to me. Let's do it again.
So I'm asking you that question because I feel like I have a very tricky relationship with makeup. Like, I love what it can do to a face, but I think I'm frustrated because as many times as people show me, give me lessons, I get my makeup done all the time for God knows what. I still cannot do it on myself, and so I just don't even try. I prefer to look like I don't have any makeup on, but yet I should have makeup on, and I want to have makeup on. So, and like you, I mean, I have so much makeup, I don't even have enough faces in my lifetime to use it all.
I love it. I mean, I'm a bit of a contradiction because I do tell people that I think that they should age naturally and not alter their faces with plastic surgery. And then I tell them like, oh my God, this is the greatest lipstick I've ever had in my life. And people kind of like hit me up on that and say like, I thought you were aging naturally and here you are promoting makeup. But for me, they're two very different things. I think makeup is like, my face is a canvas and sometimes I paint it and sometimes it's bare.
Yeah, and
I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I just do it. I did a makeup tutorial once on my Instagram that was so unhinged.
But see, I
And
see
people
this.
loved it.
But I see it all the time. I see all these women, all different ages, by the way, showing the makeup of the contour, the blush, the highlighter, and
I
I'm
can't
constantly. I'm constantly like, why are you making it look so easy? I try it. I'm gonna say I've tried it. And then when I look at the result, I'm like, you look like an old lady who's put like, you know, the old ladies that put like the really bright red cheeks and the really bright red lips.
Stop talking about me like that. I'm right here. No, I understand. And honestly, that is where I draw the line on makeup. The whole using makeup to actually change the way you look is insane to me. Using makeup to just enhance your natural features and look brighter and alive, I like, you know.
Right. I just
I don't
like
want
to look
gray.
glowy. Yeah, I just
want to look moist
Right.
and glowy.
Moist, the one word that you never knew you wanted to hear after 50. Okay.
But need. Well, thankfully, we do have someone who happens to be an expert in the field of makeup.
I can't wait to talk to her.
Today's guest.
Let's go. At 53, our guest today describes this as the age of freedom and a time to step into your power and your identity. She is a renowned makeup artist who has worked with Beyoncé, J-Lo, Angelina Jolie, no big deal. She makes aging look so fun, passing her aging positive mindset onto her 3 teenage daughters. Whoa. They have all said they cannot wait to be 50. She is the host of QVC's Over 50 and Fabulous, has her own cosmetics line, and just made the Forbes 50 Over 50 list. As a makeup expert, she is always encouraging women to step into their natural beauty as they age. Let's get into it with the powerful, positive preacher, Mally Roncal. Yes, lady, yes.
Look at these two hot, sexy queens that I am looking at right here. Excuse me.
Well, you must be looking in a mirror and seeing double.
That's right. She's fast. She's very fast, this one.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you
love
so
you
much
both
for being
so
here.
much. Oh my God.
Oh, we're
I'm
so
so honored.
so happy because this is, let's be honest, this is the first time we're actually talking, like one
No,
on one.
we're
So I'm very
supposed to
happy to
act
see
like
you.
we do this all the time. No, yes, I'm so happy to see you. But this is the weird world that we live in. I'm just gonna say it because we all know it. It's like, yeah, technically, this is the first time we're talking, but when you are drawn to people, right? I, of course, would go down the rabbit hole and look at all the things. So even though it's technically our first time, I feel like we've already all slept in the same bed together. So
I
Oh,
it's
I
fine.
like it. I love it. Actually, Constance is coming to my house this week to sleep over in my bed with me for my birthday.
That's right. That's the gift.
Oh,
Yeah.
Me sleeping in the same
yeah.
bed as
Yeah,
her.
it is a gift.
Okay.
What's
So on
better?
that note,
Yeah.
can you give us
Yes.
one word to describe your 50s?
Oh my gosh. Badass.
Ooh,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how did you come to that?
Okay, so not to start this on like, sad note, because we're not going to go there, right? This is all about positive energy and gratitude and all that good stuff. So, very long story short, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer before I turned 1 year old. She was, they gave her 6 months to live. She ended up living till I was 17 years old.
Wow.
We were best friends. I'm an only child. I was her mini me. We did all the things. She was the epitome of living every day as if it were your last because we just never knew, right? We never knew. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation about really grabbing life by the balls and doing everything because you just, don't know. I grew up that way. So she ended up dying. I was 17, she was 49. So when I looked at her and we were saying goodbye, I made a promise to her and to myself that if I ever got to go further than she did,
Mm,
right? Meaning 50,
mm.
that I would no longer think twice about living my life for her. So it was like, I'm doing this not only for myself, but for what she never got to do. So that's why when I say badass, that's why when I say don't think, just do, it doesn't, none of it matters because we all know people who have not made it this far.
It's a privilege.
So it is a privilege,
Mally,
mommy.
that is
Yeah.
so beautiful. You're not supposed to make us cry first thing, but I just want to say your mom would be so proud of you.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievably.
Now I'm crying.
We're all crying.
God damn
We're
it.
all crying.
Damn it.
She really would. I
Guys.
think that's so beautiful. It really gives your life a different purpose when you know that there's a date that we're not all privileged to get to sometimes, you know? And I love that you help so many women when it comes to I love that you say aging naturally because we opened up the conversation today with how much shit I get for saying don't do plastic surgery, but wear this amazing lipstick. And people are like, I thought you said age naturally. I'm like, isn't makeup natural? Like, so can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, look, I listen, when it comes to, you know, anything that anybody wants to do, I feel like whatever. If you want to do it, if you want it doesn't, my job is always to help whoever comes to me and asks for help in the lane that they feel comfortable. I'll never say to someone, you really should get that fixed or do something like that. I'll never say that. However, if someone says to me, I really want to get, and they've done, okay, go do it. But I'm only going to help you with what I know. And that at this point is makeup, right? And so it's okay. Look, I've spent my entire career people telling me that because I'm a makeup artist, people I'm feeding into their insecurities, right? I'm making people feel like they're not good enough by showing them how to, make their eyes look like they've had 8 hours of sleep, right? I actually one time, it's so funny. I was being interviewed for something, and I blocked it out because I was so annoyed. They were like, every woman who wears makeup, just so you know, it's just because they're insecure.
Ooh,
And I was like,
fuck you.
yeah. And I was fuck you and get out of my face. And but I really do believe that it is self-love, right?
I
It's
agree.
self-care. I'm not putting makeup on for anyone except for myself. And are there days, like people always ask, like, are there days you just don't wear makeup? Of course there are.
Yeah.
Of course there are days when you don't want to do, but it's just another way, of so I've known RuPaul since I'm 19 years old, and he's one of my best lovers. I've loved him my whole life. And he always says, "We're all born naked and the rest is drag." And it really
Oh,
Yep.
is.
I
It's
love
we're
that.
all drag queens. We're
Yep.
all drag queens. It's just about how we feel like presenting ourselves
Yeah.
When
these
I
days.
when
I
I
don't think
did when I was a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, it was everybody was like, "Oh, Constance in drag. You look amazing." And I was like, "Yes, please."
I mean, this is a small world moment because my college roommate, Randy Barbado, created RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah.
Oh my
See? So I've also
gosh!
known Ru for years and is one of the loveliest human beings. Always remembers my name.
Yeah.
It's wild to
Oh,
me. Um,
isn't it
it's
just great?
amazing. But
Yeah.
we were saying, like, I look at it as a canvas. To me, it's the same thing as sometimes I wear really cool outfits, sometimes I wear
Yeah.
sweatpants. You
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
I know.
Yeah.
What's your hottest makeup tip for a woman over 50?
My hottest, well, first of all, I have my one makeup tip is wear it, because I do have to say this. A lot of my right, a lot of my friends who uh they've given up on makeup, and not because of the thing like, oh, my skin looks so great, I'm gonna stop wearing makeup. More like, I can't perfect it, so I'm not gonna do it, or it makes me look older. Look, what's that,
Constance
Constance?
literally just said that.
Because that's exactly what I said before we got on with you. I was like, I give up. I don't even know how to do it.
Okay, queen. See, I told you. So that's what but it is, look, and I'll be honest with you. Again, I'm 53, so whatever. We grew up in the day of like beating our faces. Like I literally, when I would go to high school, it was the foundation and the powder and and it was like the full beat, right? And now I understand the concept that people are like still thinking that it's like so much. The makeup formulas have changed so much in these days, right? So it's just about doing a little bit. I understand it's overwhelming. It's about doing a little homework, a little research, reaching out to besties like us who will say, you only need just a little, Constance, you only need just a little, and you only need what you need. Unless you're going on RuPaul's Drag Race, which
Of
again,
course.
call
Then
me
you
next
need to be
that
beat.
Then you
Your
need the
face needs to
full
be beat.
beat.
No, I'm just saying, but for every day, maybe it's a little bit of like evening out your skin tone, adding a little bit of eyebrow. We lose our eyebrows, we lose our lashes, right? Maybe just having a few of those grounding things, brows, lips, you know. For me, my desert island thing, makeup item would always be blush, because I wake up,
Oh,
guys, I
hell
look
yes.
like a thumb, right? Like I wake up, mama, and I'm like, what? This is my face. There's no contour, there's no color. It's literally just, so if I don't have blush, yeah. So that's my thing. Find the one thing you need and then do that.
I think a lot of people shy away from it because of the lines on our face. And I'm not thrilled with my lip lines, but they're there and can't go back and stop the smoking I did at 14. So I like a lighter lipstick now than I might have in the past.
Right.
But I love makeup. I have a makeup drawer that is absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's all right. It's so that we like options. So I
How did
want,
you get cigarettes at 14?
Oh
oh,
Did
God,
you just
cigarettes,
buy them?
weed, drinking. I did
Yeah.
it all.
No, but I mean, like, did they sell them to you, or did you have to do what
Yes.
we did, where we would order
No.
pizza and then we'd go, oh, but Aunt Susie wants a pack of Parliaments. Can you throw those in?
Oh my God, no. They would sell us anything. And by the way, Parliaments were what my dad smoked, so I stole from him. And my mother smoked Larks.
Whoa.
I'm a 60s baby. And yeah, and we were allowed in bars at 14 also. No proof required. Like, you look like you can handle your shit. Come on in.
Listen, we also forget that at our age, because, and this happened to Heidi too, is that we didn't have to wear seatbelts in cars. So, of course, they were handing out
Oh,
cigarettes like
please.
fucking candy.
We used to pack a cooler with alcohol to drive to the Hamptons.
I know.
I mean,
Look at us. We're fucking survivors, okay? That's what I'm saying. So, speaking of that, I do want to talk to you about the big change that you just made.
Yes.
And I'd love for you to talk about it because you did attribute it to being in your 50s, right?
So, yes. So, are you talking about the Mally Beauty thing?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, it like a long time coming. It was just the right time. Look, Mally Beauty is 20 years old. And when I launched it, I was so blessed and so honored to be able to bring my tips and tricks and teach people who wanted to learn how to do makeup. That's why I went to QVC. People always like, why'd you do that? I'm like, honey, because we didn't have one of these. There was no YouTube. The only way for me to actually teach people was to go on television. And I am a QVC baby. Like, I grew up like listening, like I in a Filipino household, honey, everything is from QBC or HSN, whatever. Just that, yeah, you bought that and QBC. It was a today's special value. So like this is where how I did it. So for me, it was the only place to launch Mally Beauty. Anyway, so then after so many years, I was having all these other new opportunities to host shows and interview people and sell other things like apparel. This is coming soon, by the way, if anyone is interested
Oh, really?
in
What is
scarlet
this
puff
line?
sleeve.
She's wearing a
Pardon?
beautiful sweater for those who are
Oh yeah.
listening. She's
I
wearing the most
yes, it's really
stunning
pretty.
colored red, sort of almost tomato
It's
with
gorgeous.
sweater with a
Thank you
little
so
puff
much.
sleeve.
Comes in 3 colors. Thank you. Anyway, so I was having
Use
all these
code.
item number A, 1, 2 no, anyway, um, uh, on 6 easy pays. No, but anyway, so it is in my brain, guys. Sorry, this is how I talk at all times.
Don't
So
apologize.
thank you. So anyway, it was, and so after doing something for 20 years, also, I just felt like the universe was bringing me to a point and uh sometimes also too you're working with people that maybe have a different situation that you have, and that's fine because that's business. Anyway, it was just time, I think, for everybody to step aside. And I did not once, like, it's so funny, everyone's like, "Well, are you sad?" And to be honest with you, no, because it was time. It's like, um, I guess in our world, it's so funny. People can't believe that if you have something that is successful or that fulfills you over many years, that you can be okay with letting it go. It's funny. I called Bobby Brown once it all
Mm.
went down. And obviously, Bobby's living her best life with Jones Road and, was able to really, when you thought that's the pinnacle, right? People think, oh, you have your own brand. That's the pinnacle. I don't believe that. I just believe that there is so much more. And it's funny, guys, because the minute I closed the door on Mally Beauty and let it rest, the opportunities came flooding in so many different ways. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what was that? I was holding all of this back because I was hanging on so tight to something else. So being over 50 is such a gift because I feel like you have a little bit more, I don't want to say fearlessness, but you do trust yourself and you trust what you've been through and you trust you've slayed those dragons in the past, you've survived, you're stronger, you're smarter, you're wiser. You also don't give a fuck what anybody else is thinking anymore, which is the best part.
Mm.
And so now you just now, I have lots of other ideas and I'm excited for what the world will bring.
If you think you have less fucks now, wait until 60. That's all I have to
Listen,
say.
listen, girls, my husband is 63 and I will tell you right now, he scares me sometimes because even if
Yeah,
I say a little bit like, well, maybe this is like, it's like, whatever. Fuck those people. I'm like, oh, okay, never
same.
mind.
Yeah. I'm going to be 65, or I am 65 basically when this airs. And yeah, I
Yes.
really don't give a fuck at all anymore. But you do have such
Yeah.
a beautiful, positive attitude about everything. And I wonder if you always had that or if that got stronger in your 50s because, you go through menopause. It's real hard to be positive about anything.
I can't tell you how many things are wrong with, well, not wrong, well, that are going
No,
on with
wrong.
my body right now. Okay, wrong. So
Not
it
fair.
is so crazy. My I won't bore you with that. We'll do that another day when I'll tell you all the things going on. But so look, thanks to a lot of really great girlfriends who have sit and talked to me about this life that we all live. Um, positive energy, number one, has always been instilled within me. So my mommy, even though she was sick for all those years, she really brought so much. She was joyful and effervescent and loving and she'd walk into a room and everyone would just celebrate because of this love that she had. It was so big. So I watched that my whole life and I saw what having a um like a welcoming, loving spirit did to other people. So I was able to watch that and emulate that. My daddy, on the other hand, he is like the opposite. We call him Confucius because he has this beautiful, quiet, loving energy, like, he can solve your problem in 3 words, and you're like, "Fuck, I was worrying about that for, like, 6 months, and you fixed it with 2 words," you know? So, I had all of that on the so it's good. However, on the other hand, I think a lot of my positive energy was a little bit of that fear that I was going to lose my mom, so I never
Mm.
allowed myself to not be happy, if that makes sense,
Oh, wow.
right? Because
Yeah.
what if that one day when I was in a bad mood or I threw a temper tantrum or I was not a good teenager, right? That was the day she died, and then I would
Oh,
have to live with that the rest of my life, right?
that's a lot of
So
pressure.
instead, I was just always smiling.
Well, I
Mm.
kind of want to know what is happening to your body that you're putting a smile on for, actually, if you'd like to tell us just a couple things. We can
Okay.
relate. It's relatable.
Okay,
I think
sure.
it also helps women to see that, you know,
You're
again, you're presenting as everything's wonderful and great and positive and wunderbar and you're glowing from the inside out, etc. And yet you have all this going on inside of you. And it's proof that, yeah, you are fucking badass because you're not letting it weigh you
Yeah,
down. It seems like
right.
you're using it to push you forward.
Give us some
Yes.
details.
Well,
Spill the beans. Spill the
okay.
dirt.
So first of all, I've always suffered with a little bit of like eczema or whatever, right? So like, but my skin at any given moment is crawling and itching. I have these like dry patches, like in weird places, like in my armpits and like in the creases of my legs and like behind my knees. My skin also is like changing colors. Like I'm like, do I have vitiligo? Like some of my legs are like starting to have like white patches, which again, thank God your girl knows how to do body makeup because I'll tell you right now, it is not the look that I was going for. Um, What else? My TMJ is on fire. Like literally yesterday, I spent the entire day on the couch with a heating pad because I couldn't even open my mouth. Like, I know, Heidi. I was so terrified. I said to Phil, I'm like, I need 1 hour with these beautiful queens, or I can move my mouth. That's all I want. And then he also said, and no blowjobs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm kidding. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He maybe thought it, but he didn't say it. Anyway, so
Oh my God.
Well,
so
I mean, God
but
bless you
yeah.
for all of that and still being here and radiating
Oh,
positivity and joy. What do you wish that more women said to themselves when they look in the mirror?
I have always been that person slash makeup artist that always looked at a woman and noticed the thing that made them the most beautiful, which was oftentimes the thing that they hated most about themselves,
Hmm.
right? Like I remember sitting in high school and I had this girlfriend who had this beautiful, like incredible profile with this very like this beautiful nose. And she hated nothing more than her nose. Like I was like, no, but you don't understand. Like that's the thing that's like makes you look like a supermodel. You look like a painting, you know? And she'd be like, "No, I hate it. I want to get a nose job. I wish my wish for women is to look in the mirror and see the thing that you that maybe doesn't look like everyone else and realize that that is the most beautiful thing about you." Right? Like that is the thing that I wish. Because I think especially, us growing up with, I mean, still, it's terrible now, right, with social media, but even with me growing up as a Filipino in like basically an all white neighborhood in upstate New York, right? Like I never saw an Asian person on television and I never saw, anyone in a magazine. And I was like, well, I guess I should just try to be white, right? Because that's what everybody else is.
Mm-mm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like even as we age, we still have a little bit of that stuck in our heads of what is, but thank God we have people like you and me who say, screw that shit and be as fierce as you are, as you are.
It's sort of a little bit of advice what you said, but I'd like more specifically if you had
Yeah.
some advice for women that are entering their 50s, what would that be?
Even though we're not our jobs, right? Like that's the thing. Sometimes, it's funny because you're not your job, but most people do their job most of the time, right? Unless you're just really blessed and you can, you know, just kind of fuck around or do whatever you want most of the day, right? Which is also but to me it would be find that thing that you absolutely love that is in your soul and do that most of the time if you can, right? It's funny, people, because I do a lot of things, right? Like technically I have like 8 jobs and I work a lot, and people are like, well, what do you do for fun? Like, what do you do like to enjoy? I was like, bitch, I'm doing it right now. Like, I'm sitting here talking to these 2 queens, and technically it's work, right? If you want to break, I mean, it's not, but you know what I mean. Like, and before that, I had a design meeting, and before that, I was figuring out a thing, to do for this is what I do. I mean, of course, I have things that I do on my off time that I love. I love being with our Phil and the girls and whatever. But so to me, this is a very long way of saying if we live to be 100 and you're 50, you're like halfway there. So why not take the rest of that and try to spend most of your time? And I know that's not easy to say. A lot of us obviously have to pay the bills and do all that stuff, but try to find your pockets of joy and live in those as much as you can.
I mean, listen, I think that our generation, my generation, we were raised to think of job as one thing and passion as another. And I think the real blessing is trying to figure out how to make your job your passion.
Mm-hmm.
We have one last question for you, and
One
it's
last.
a surprise question.
Get
from
ready.
our
Guys,
jar.
It's a
Do you want me
surprise
to
jar,
take
which
my
means
shirt off?
Yeah.
We might
Maybe.
ask,
I'm a
we
little
might
hot.
ask to see your boobs. I mean, I might just ask anyway, even if it's not a question.
All right, here we go. Here's the surprise question. Where do you want to be at 70? Where do you want to be at 70?
Healthy. Okay, I know that sounds, but listen, again, growing up with a sick mom, that was always the goal. And am I perfect? Obviously not. Like Phil and I try to do like the 80-20 thing where like 80% we take really good care of ourselves and we eat well and we lift our weights and we do all that stuff. And then the 20 is like the 20, right? So I'm going to answer this. And it's going to sound really boring, but I don't even care because YOLO. I want to be healthy. I want to still be having a lot of sex with Phil. And I want to be where our girls are because, you know, we're a very close knit family. Like so we homeschooled the girls our whole lives. Like they were
Wow.
always with us. Yeah, and even when it was like considered like super weird or whatever, we didn't care. We are a unicorn family, just so you know. It's like Phil and me, we've never like had real jobs. Like we've always just been kind of like nomads. And then, you know, we had twins first, and one's a lesbian and one's on the spectrum. Although she's now bisexual, everybody. She wants everyone to know she's open to all. So I'm like, okay, great, whatever you want. And then there's Vivian, who's she's the mini me who truthfully scares me more than everyone put together. 'Cause she's gonna make her mark on this world. And we're the five musketeers and we're together, and they are our biggest, um, I don't want to call it job. It's not a job, but we waited a long time to have those kids. So we spend as much time with them, and we know that they are the future, and we want them to feel as free and alive and as able to be themselves as they can, because when they do that, that's what
Everyone
the world
wins.
is.
And by the way, that's not
Yeah,
boring,
it's not boring.
at
It's
all.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The sex part, I just want to say, I give you permission to keep telling Phil that you have TMJ just to stay away from those BJs, man. It's a lot of, I mean,
She didn't say more blowjobs. She just said
sex. That's what I
sex.
said.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mally. You are an absolute delight.
I love you so
both
much.
of you are so fucking fabulous. So thank you so much.
Well, we think
Beautiful
you're fucking
inside and out.
fabulous
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And thank you so
We're
much.
reflecting you every day. Thank you. We love you.
Love you
Goodbye.
Bye now.
Love you. Bye-bye.
She's so wonderful and bright and bubbly and exciting and fabulous.
And made us cry at the top.
And made us cry at the top. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think, grief is such a roller coaster, as we both know, and losing your mom or your dad is just, it's life-changing, whether you had a good relationship or not. And to have a good relationship, you can see how much it affected her in the way of how she's sort of built her life around the idea that we don't have forever. You're not promised tomorrow, and that you have to trust the timing of your life when you feel it and go with it. It's really remarkable.
Yeah. And the gift that her mother gave her for 17 years about being present and appreciating the now.
Yeah.
Right. And, of course, love the RuPaul quote, just to go back to the basics of our conversation, that we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
I know.
It's real. It's real. I mean, clothes we wear, the jewelry, everything is put upon, correct? And it's how you then choose to take your meat suit out.
Yeah, she is. She was just wonderful.
I know. I love it when we have a guest that you and I look at each other and we're like, where do we even start to wrap that up? Because I think that a lot of times too, the specificity of this podcast is giving space for these conversations that you're not really having all the time. And for the general public.
People aren't listening to women in their 50s, and that's when I think we listen to them most, because that's when they have the most to say, because they really feel their most authentic self.
Agreed.
So you want to read the quote?
Yeah, sure. We're actually gonna leave you with a little more Mally. One of her quotes that we found to be always and powerful if you don't follow her. But anyways, she said, "If it doesn't serve your joy, repeat after me. Not today, baby. Try again in the next lifetime, because I've officially retired from tolerating that nonsense."
Booyah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Me?
Everybody out there listening.
Yes. Thank you all. Because without you, we wouldn't be here.
We'd be selling plants. If you want more Talk 50 to Me, follow us on Instagram at Talk 50 to Me, and subscribe to our email list to get Talk 50 to Me updates and announcements. If you have a question, DM us on IG or email us at talk50tomepod@gmail.com. And remember to like and subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts, because sharing is caring.
See you next Tuesday. Bye now. Talk 50 to Me with Heidi Clements and Constance Zimmer is produced by Alex Beatty, recording engineer Aaliyah Walker, editing by Zaleen Hassi, music by Matt Friedman, production services provided by A4S Podcast Studios, a Talk 50 to Me LLC production distributed by the Forward Network.